Okay, who here hasn't been to space? Why? You better not throw up on my ship.
Approaching jump in 3, 2, 1.
So, the topic here that I honestly was going to wait till Sunday to talk about, I can't. I can't. And the reason that I can't wait that long to talk about it is because I didn't say shit about Winston Duke. I didn't say shit about what Letitia Wright said. There were videos I wanted to make about it. There were things I wanted to say about it. But then I was like, you know what? I'll let the other recasters do it. They can talk about those. It's like, I'm not really going to touch on things the cast said. But this shit pissed me off. And the reason this pissed me off is because of how she said it, bro. It's how she said it. So for those of you that aren't aware of what's going on, Lupita did an interview. I don't even know who the interview was with. I really don't give a fuck. She did an interview, and she was talking to them, and apparently they asked her about Recast. And she had this to say. She said, "This is not the death of the Black Panther. That's the whole point. It's laying to rest T'Challa." No, we get that.
Yeah.
And allowing for real life to inform the story of the movies. That's point one we're going to talk about, okay? We're going to go back through this quote. We're going to dissect this quote. We're going to break this shit down. Then she said, "I know that there are all sorts of reasons why people want him to be recast, but I don't have the patience. I don't have the presence of mind, or I don't have the objectivity to argue with that. I don't. I'm very biased."
The fuck?
Okay, so let's take that from the top. Where she said, it's laying to rest T'Challa. No. The top. This is not the death of the Black Panther. That's the whole point. Okay, no, we've seen the trailers, Lupita.
Yeah.
We've seen them. We know it's not the death of the Black Panther. And we know that it's laying to rest T'Challa, i.e., hashtag recast T'Challa. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this. So when she's talking about, it's about laying to rest T'Challa, sweetheart, this is what lets me know. That's why I didn't comment on Winston's when Winston talked about it, because all these actors typically, unless you're like a Henry Cavill, when Henry Cavill does, he's super nerdy. He knows his shit. Andrew Garfield, he knows Spider-Man, bro. He grew like, unless you're one of those caliber of actors that come in and understand the fucking assignment, know what this means, understand who these characters are, that this is not something that was just invented in 2018. This is not something that Nate Moore said, "Oh, hey guys, I got this idea for the Black Panther." No, this was in the height of the civil rights movement. This is 50 years in the making.
In the middle of it.
Bro, we've been waiting for this for a long time.
She doesn't have patience.
That's
this
it.
is history. Like, this is literally history waiting to be unfolded.
To be unfolded. And then you're talking about it's laying to rest T'Challa. Why are we laying to rest the franchise's main character? Yeah. How does that make sense? But the Black Panther's not, that's the whole point. It's never been about the Black Panther. I swear to God. It's never been about the Black Panther.
Like, one day, let's just put a clip together, a whole video of, like, all people we've said can be in the suit. Like, from Bucky to Kevin Feige to Winston Duke to
if you want to pull motherfuckers from other franchises,
like dead ass, like Walter White, like, go ahead, do it. We do not care who sits in the suit. Like,
put who you want in your suit. If you want to make it so much about this fucking mantle that everybody seems to be so fixated with, make it about the mantle. Fine, but do not kill your franchise's main character. Yeah. Man, that's like me going to the Black Adam movie and there's no Black Adam. Yeah. Like, then what am I going to watch? What's the draw to the film?
Nothing. There's barely a draw to it now. Nothing.
Exactly.
Like,
and like, again, and I've said this before, like, I don't get me wrong, I like the furthering of the mythology of the MCU, but the Doctor Doom in the post-credit scene and Namor, that's shiny keys to make us forget the absence of T'Challa in the film.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You're having Namor, his nemesis, enter in the film,
fight him.
And he's not fighting him.
Yeah. It's just hard to just, like, watch this movie and not imagine T'Challa in there. Like, no matter who's playing him, it's just like we're gonna see moments on screen and we're gonna be like, T'Challa should be right there. I wonder what he would have done right there.
Man.
Especially if they pull scenes out of the comics and they like
erase him.
Yeah, and have Suri doing it or something. But
yeah,
like really,
or have her doing something that
him. Like that shit's not cool. Like, but
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Then she said, in allowing for real life to inform the story of the movies. Now, that's the third fuck up. The third fuck up in a very small quote.
Right, she didn't say that much.
3 sentences?
Yeah, we're 3 sentences in, and I'm already saying, shut the fuck up.
She's averaging 1 per.
Bro, so she said, in allowing for real life to inform the story of the movies.
There's not a plant to drink and give you the powers of the Black Panther in real life. Like, the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly.
What do you mean let real life inform? You mean there's not...
I hate...
There's not even the metal. The metal's not real.
Vibranium,
I hate when people try to...
Wakanda's not real.
That's what I'm saying. I hate when people try to correlate anything real life to fiction stories. Like, you're playing a fictional character in a fictional story in a fictional universe... In a fictional the source material's fiction. Why are you correlating?
How many times have we said here?
The only thing to correlate real life to a story is if there's any history based off of it and what that history is. Like there's no reason to correlate any. Like y'all just said, like the vibe. They have nothing they do in there is real life or anything. So it's like, why? I don't know. They're like. Incorporating his real life death into the movie shouldn't have been done.
No, it shouldn't have been. Like, again, how many times have we sat here in this? Like, we have a fucking Recast of Charles playlist. Like, 20 fucking. How many times have we sat here and said, why are we translating real life into fantasy?
Right.
What? Like, that sentence makes zero sense. And allowing for real life to inform the story of the movies? Like, I don't know if she's confused with when she played in 12 Years a Slave. That was real.
Right, yeah.
That was fucking real. You can incorporate that into real life. This is fucking fantasy. You're not playing. Like, this is, what are you doing? Talking about we want to. No, we don't.
Emotional and irrational. That's.
If that were the case, there would have been no more Superman after Superman fell off that horse because Superman would have been paralyzed.
Exactly.
In the movies.
And and the thing too, this is so, I think I've said this too. Maybe not this way, but I've maybe thought it. I've said it a different way. I don't know. It's fucking morbid. It is so morbid to me that you want to relive Chadwick's death. Your
and
friend.
Monetize it.
Yes, and monetize it.
And think about her character, whether or not she's going to be a villain potentially. She's like, oh, he died, so maybe now I could be like, what?
Like, it's weird, bro. Like, it's so weird to me. You know, you got Ryan Coogler out here saying, that's my best friend, my brother, my this, he was this and that. But you wrote it, bro. Yeah. You rewrote your friend's funeral. That's so fucking morbid to me. That's we're honoring Chadwick, and that's, to me, bro. If I go out, don't honor me that way.
Oh yeah,
well,
don't honor me that way.
Rewrote a script that the person who died liked.
Exactly. But you know, and this was something we're going to talk about on Sunday too. I really don't want to get too deep into. Well, we can. It's fine. Whatever. Ryan Coogler wrote the script he had written. They rewrote this. This is rewritten.
Yeah, exactly.
My thing is, what you had. All you had to. What is hard about looking at another actor and saying, there's nothing hard
instead
about
of exactly.
They could have done that. They could have pushed it off a little bit more.
Yes.
And, you know, it would have really been more for whoever fills his shoes because that is going to be like a tough act to follow. That's going to be a lot of pressure and a lot of comparison. And so give it time.
But we all know what's real, too.
Yeah,
we all know that someone has to step into that role. Like, we all know that, unfortunately, Chadwick Boseman died. So we know if we want to see this character continued in the fictional world, we know that a real person has to step into it. It's like, we're open. Like, everyone's open to judgment or criticism when it comes to what they do and their performance and everything. But it's like, no, like, I don't feel this. No one's open to be shamed for what they put out or anything. Like, that's my thing. Like, work of criticism is okay, but whenever, like, shaming people for what they do, like everyone got their job, whether, like, you like their job or not, I don't really feel like your opinion is really relevant in the wide scheme of things, and that's to anyone. So it's like, I don't see why so much stuff when we talk recast, it just doesn't make sense because, like, we just watched them recast Red Hulk and everything, so it's like...
Just like that.
I was going to
Just
say
like that.
instantaneously made the decision
William
to recast.
Hurt hadn't even been in the ground
and it's
6
because
months.
it's because they have plans for him too.
Exactly.
So it's just like,
but those same plans they had for Red Hulk, they
have
had plans for T'Challa.
exactly.
But it
So
just-
why are we not using those plans?
that was my. It's just so like and the thing is
With a more
the
important
plans were
character to the
bigger.
MCU,
That's what I was about to say. The plans were bigger.
Yeah.
So why would y'all not want those
Not
bigger
even
plans to
close.
still be put on the plate? Like it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. Like.
because
Well, it's like
they
Harry
don't.
Potter.
Like that's like saying if you cook a 5-star dinner and forget your ingredient, are you gonna fuck the dinner? Or are you gonna be like, oh, let me go get the ingredient? Like go get
Right.
the main
Yeah.
ingredient. That's all you have to do. That's
all you
all
have
they
to
had
do.
to
Look
do
at,
was
like-
go get the main ingredient.
Look at the franchise, like the Harry Potter franchise. Like those fans are like crazy, rabid, like crazy about things. The guy who played Dumbledore died, and then they replaced it with homeboy who played Magneto. There was no question about it. They weren't like, oh, well, we're gonna kill off Dumbledore, even though that didn't happen in the source material.
right.
They didn't say fuck the books,
Right.
And let's just do it this way to honor what a great performance he did.
Right.
It's literally never been done except with T'Challa.
I was
That's
about
it.
to say, I'm
You can't
almost
point to
positive this is
another
like
example
a
where it was
historical.
handled like this.
There's not one.
Especially
That's
not
very
a
true.
franchise as successful as this.
That's
and
very
it's
true.
it just begs the question: what's the fucking difference this time? Like it just comes up every time. Every time. One of them is not like the others. It's like it's just so.
Not just no, because you saying that it's like this is like a historical
Yeah.
like they did not recast this.
No,
Like,
this has never happened.
Unprecedented.
they
It's
recast
100%
almost
unprecedented.
every character that I can think of that's unfortunately passed away either after, like while they're supposed to continue with another movie, or while
Because
they're
that's what
shooting.
happens. These are
I was gonna
actors.
say
Yeah,
it's like
people die.
it's literally. I was gonna say they should have known. Like it's literally what everyone does it. Like we know, unfortunately.
People die. T'Challa doesn't.
Let's give
in
it
the
time.
comics.
Let's give it time.
You know?
Like even if it. It was so they had time with COVID, like it was so perfect, like they could have had
There
the
was a lot
time
of
with
things they could
COVID,
have
like
done.
they
If its and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a merry fucking Christmas. There
Without
was
a
a
doubt.
lot of fucking shit that they could have done. And you know, I'm looking now at Nate Moore's comments from last week when he was like, I can't look at the best young actor after Chadwick and tell him, you're the new Black Panther. I just couldn't do it. Or he said something in the into that. That's basically what the fuck the nigga said. That's what he said. And I'm just like, bro, what do you mean you can't? Then so you can't do your job? Is that what you're
Right,
telling
yeah,
me?
yeah.
That you can't be the vice president of production and do your fucking
I
job?
was gonna say, give me the fuck. And that's not like saying like to disregard sympathy or anything, because like we've all explained here, we know like this is all if. Anyone loses a friend, you mourn. Like there's obviously time in there that needs to pass for it. That's with anything. Like something tragic bad happens, just time heals all wounds, like that, in my opinion. So it's like you take your time and everything, but that's what they made their mistake on. They didn't take their time.
No, they didn't.
They
And
rushed
they're
into an
replacing
irrational
everything.
decision. Yeah.
Replacing.
And
I think I said this. I said, in the last video, replacing representation with trauma. You're replacing representation with tropes. You're replacing fantasy with real life. Nobody.
it's
wants
just
to see
imagine
that.
all the people who aren't in these spaces like us. They're gonna go to that movie and then they're gonna go home and be like,
That's what I'm saying.
All they're gonna think about is like, dang, Chadwick Boseman really did die. Like he should have been in this movie. Or even if they don't think he should, like, was this the right? That's gonna be the debate when people go
That, on
home,
the
and it's
25th,
like they're
5 days.
gonna go home. Like people who aren't thinking about Chadwick Boseman's death, the first thing they're gonna see when they sit down in that movie theater is Chadwick Boseman's funeral.
Yep.
Not T'Challa's or
Yep.
anything. They're gonna
Yep.
all see that as
funeral.
Chadwick
It's gonna be-
Boseman. They're not gonna
That's
be
what
like
they're going to see.
and it's like it's sad that they can't. It's like it would be a smidge better if they could relate that to T'Challa's past, but everyone in that theater is gonna see it as a real moment because it really happened. Everyone's gonna relate that to Chadwick Boseman's funeral, not T'Challa's, and that's what sucks
like we
about
were
it.
saying before we even turned on the mics and turned on the camera, there are people that didn't know until they saw the trailer that T'Challa was not going to be in the film. There are still people that probably have. I know people that don't watch trailers. There are people that haven't seen trailers that are going to sit down in the theater that don't know and don't tell me, oh, everybody has to know that. No. Not everybody's in the spaces we are.
Yeah.
Not everybody's into articles and interviews and late night shows and stalking these fucking celebrities and films like we are.
Little kids aren't watching that stuff, and parents of kids who like they're not that into it, but
they work.
They know their kid. They take their kid to every Marvel movie because their kid loves Marvel movies, and then they gotta have that car ride home with their kid.
Right, and you've got to tell you're gonna, and again you're just gonna have people sitting down, children sitting down. Now I'm always gonna use that. You got to have the children sitting down that are going to, and specifically, I know. Don't get me wrong. I understand that Black Panther is not just specifically for, or is not exclusive to the black boys, but he was created for that purpose, for black boys to look up to. You're gonna have black little boys sitting down in the theater that again don't know T'Challa's gone.
Like the last they've seen of
the
T'Challa
last I saw was Endgame. He was fine. Black Panther was fine.
He just got back. He's back.
So they're gonna sit down, not knowing. Wait, is T'Challa dead? Wait, no T'Challa in the film. Now those little kids, those black little boys, don't have any representation to look up to. Because if you look at it, look at Yahya or look at Matisse. I don't know how you say his full name. Look at him. You could have cast him as a prominent black, already established Marvel character.
Yeah.
But instead, you wanted to race bend and make Wonder Man black. Why would you do that? Where's Adam Brashear? Where the fuck is Blue Marvel?
Yeah.
Like, bro, you could bring in so many different people.
There's so many options.
Like, but that's the problems we're having. That's where I think a lot of people, again, at face value, look at hashtag recast T'Challa, and they're like, oh, well, this is so wrong. This is not what Chadwick wants, and this is some stuff that needs to. It's none of that shit. Yeah. You're looking at it at face value. It's none of that shit. You need to deep dive and do research. I say that all the time. Stop going into conversations fucking daft as fuck. Dumb, bro. Yeah. When you go into conversations dumb, not doing research, you look like a dumbass.
And it's like, and stop going in conversations with your feelings too. Like, it's like this is an actual intellectual decision that should have been made, that they made with their hearts. Like, it should have been a decision they made with their brain. They made it with their hearts, and it's
that's
like
not slapping them, saying you can't feel.
Yeah, without a doubt. But it's like with decisions like this that are so big and everything. I mean, you obviously can because they did it. It's like you can make those decisions, but it's like those shouldn't be made. Like,
no.
Well, how many times have we said, like, it didn't even have to be in this movie? He didn't even have to be in this movie. That's it. If they needed more time, they could have even done something with this. It could have been in the
Wakanda has spaceships, bro.
Yeah. He could have been off-world.
He could be in
space. How many other
space.
people are off-world in some of these movies?
I mean, we heard Nick Fury say it when Spider-Man asked Thor, off-world.
Just watched them take Hulk off-world for the second time.
And then show up with his son for no reason.
He'll probably go back.
All that has happened since Civil War in the introduction of Black Panther is we've seen his father, the former Black Panther, die.
Black
We've
Death.
seen him die.
Black Death.
And then, get resurrected because they find that, the other plant and make him Black Panther again. Then we see him disappear.
Black trauma.
Then about Wakanda, we get the new with Killmonger and everything. The villain was
George Floyd and like all that stuff going on. So this is just we have Marvel made a character that rose above all of this stuff, and then what she wants to do is say, no, let's not give the kids the example of this society that was untouched, uncolonized, that was more advanced. He is a scholar. He is so
incredibly well versed in any type of martial arts or any type of hand-to-hand combat.
Anything. Literally, if you strip the power of the Black Panther away, dude's still a badass.
Yeah, exactly. He's still gonna whoop your ass.
He's still gonna whoop anybody's ass. He doesn't have a superpower. He's gonna beat you at chess. He's gonna give you a lecture, a dissertation on something. The dude
build
literally
shit
all
like...
around. But she's like, I don't have patience.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I don't want that up on the screen. Like, what is it that she's arguing against here? And how many actors would love to play that role?
Shout out Chillmonger, bro, being in the chat. Appreciate you being here, bro. Chillmonger said it's like when Feige said Marvel is the world outside your window. Yeah, bro. Yeah. We talked about that. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah, we did.
I hated that part when he said that because why did you throw that in there?
I don't see Iron Man flying outside my window.
Bro, like I don't want the world outside my window
Yeah.
when I go watch a Marvel
That's what
film.
I'm saying.
I'm trying to forget about our bullshit world.
or any
chill out in the
unless I'm
theater
going to
for a
see
little
like
bit.
a documentary or something like a true
Yeah.
story like that or something that's like
Everybody go
Again,
if
she's
you're not.
confused with
Subscribe to
12 years a
Chillmonger.
slave.
Subscribe to Chillmonger.
yeah,
If
no,
you're not.
it's like it's crazy to it's just so crazy whenever people say stuff like that, especially whenever it's tragedy. Like, why are you wanting to relive tragedy in something fictional
Man,
at that?
yeah.
Man.
Like, or we're supposed to, if it's fictional, like like fictional tragedy, okay, like I can understand that's a part of story, like storytelling, but like, why bring in real life? Like, and this isn't just like a tragic moment for few. Like this Chadwick Boseman passing hurt the world. Like that hurt the whole international, like that's an international
it
debt
hurt.
that everyone felt. And so it's like, I don't
But this also wasn't his only
I don't-
role.
Nah,
He had
yeah.
so many other iconic roles,
Yeah.
No, yeah,
specifically iconically black roles, but like, they're even taking away from his legacy in that regard, making him only T'Challa.
Yeah.
He was way more than T'Challa.
Yes,
He was
yeah.
Chadwick Boseman, and he was in 42. He did
Thurgood
Get On
Marshall.
Up. Yeah,
Jackie.
he was
James
so,
Brown, Jackie Robinson.
so
Yeah, bro.
important.
what was his
great.
last movie? Did 21
With-
Bridges and everything.
Yeah, he's well. The last thing he did
He
was
did
with
do another
Raw
one. He
Mimi,
did,
with Viola Davis. It was in Raw. How do you say her name? Raw Remy's.
I know.
whatever.
I can't remember.
It was on
I'm gonna-
Netflix.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I'll look that
yeah,
up.
yeah. I mean, Chadwick's great, bro. Like we know that, and that's what, like you just said, the whole spiel you just said about she wants that off the screen. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, that's because that's exactly what she's saying. And she goes on to say, "I know that there are all sorts of reasons why people want him to be recast, but I don't have the patience." I'm gonna stop there because that's the fourth fuck up in a very short paragraph.
Yeah.
I know
Like,
that
she
there are
deadass
all
just
sorts
went
of
4 for
reasons for
4.
people to want him to be recast, but I don't have the patience. We don't have the
Yes.
patience.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't have
Yeah.
the patience? And I get it. To a degree. She's coming from a place of, that's my friend, that's my brother. We've seen it, bro. There's the video of Chadwick when he's talking about, when he's on Sway, when he's talking about the kids that he went to visit and how those kids just they were trying to hold out to see Black Panther. They were about to, they were on their deathbeds, but they were trying to hold out before they saw Black Panther. He got choked up. He started crying about it. You see Lupita reach over and touch him. You see so it's not, no one's denying the relationship that's there. The relationship was there. But you sound hella fucking selfish
Yeah.
when you come in and you're talking about, I don't have the patience and I know that there are all sorts of reasons and that. If you knew the real reason behind why he should be recast, it's not us over here being fanboys, because I know that's coming. It's nobody being a fanboy. It's nobody being. I'm not trying to gatekeep. Nobody's doing any of that. What this is saying, put literal Black history back on the screen.
And that was understood by him.
Or
He
even
understood that, of course.
that.
like just let Black excellence be excellent.
That's
bro.
it. Let
Just
fucking
let
Black
it,
excellence
like,
be excellent.
Stop
Yeah.
taking it away. Like
Don't make it always one at a time, and don't always kill them off. It's not that hard an ask.
It's
you know?
not. It's not.
How many times have we seen? Well, I guess we did see Superman die like once but that didn't even last.
No,
But, like
even this comic, no.
all these iconic ones. How many times have we seen them die? You know, like what? Like anytime
Like
that
we
they
just
do,
we
like,
watched
a new
Tony die.
reboot.
He's coming back.
Yeah, yeah.
We watched Black Widow. If you don't think Scarlett Johansson's coming back, hell, she's one of the producers on Thunderbolts. I think that's playing a significant role because it's going to connect to her Black Black Widow film.
And even bringing up Tony, how many movies was he in? You know,
Like all of them up.
you don't
Just
see
about
like,
all of them up till Infinity
you
War.
don't see like Christian Bale do 3 Batman movies and
Endgame.
then he's killed off. No, he's in the Parisian Cafe after. They don't like every time it's a new person playing, it's because it's a reboot. It's not because they're just killing the character off.
Exactly. And it's just crazy to me. It's crazy. Like I said, for her to say that there's all sorts of reasons as to why people want him recast.
I was gonna say like, fuck the fanboy. Like that's just ignorant to think that your patience means more than like anyone else's, or like that your relationship with them, no matter how close it was anything more than anyone else's. Like he had relationships. Like he had. I was gonna say he had relationships with everyone on set. Like he was the type of person where he wanted to go to work and establish relationships with everyone he was working with. We can tell that from all the interviews we've got with them coming out and expressing how bad they feel about his passing and everything. But it's like Kellen just said, the fans literally made it $1 billion movie. it's much bigger than her. Like the producing team, like the writers.
Much bigger than
I
her.
hate
Hell,
to be
it's much
shitty.
bigger than us.
I was gonna say exactly. Yeah.
She's saying patience. She's not that big of a character.
No,
she's not that important. She's not that.
Especially with the way they made her.
If she died in real life, that wouldn't matter. She's not that. The MCU doesn't fall apart. She's not some like integral like
piece that has to keep the train running.
He is. I'm sorry. I hate to be shitty, but I don't have patience for you because you don't matter that much.
That's. I mean, you're
I'm
not.
sorry. I'm just saying it. You know what I mean? Well, I'm just saying. You know, I'm like.
He's not lying.
I'm like, you love Robert Downey Jr. Nobody fucking asked. You don't have patience. I don't have patience to even read your short quote. You know?
I was not.
What's your character's name again?
He said if you died, it wouldn't matter. If you died in real life, so what I was like,
yeah.
I'm just saying though, like. Black Panther's a big fucking deal.
We done got Kellen on a rant. We done got Kellen on a rant.
It is. I mean, the character is super important, bro, and she just obviously doesn't understand that. None of these actors and actresses do. Like Letitia's what she said was whack.
Yeah.
What Winston said was
my fault to cut you off, but thank you to Chillmonger and Raymond, because when Storm was there, Nakia meant nothing. Like as soon as Storm got interest for her into the fans, writers for dropped.
Yeah, very true.
If we don't get T'Challa back at some point when we have the X-Men in there and they have him with Storm, are you telling me that we're gonna have the X-Men and we're not gonna have T'Challa and Storm be a thing?
Man, it's tough because it's like
I gotta see if Coogler touched Secret Wars.
No, keep him away.
But that's the thing. He's rumored to. So I know. I hope he doesn't. But it's like. To talk anything T'Challa future with Storm and everything, I just feel like I gotta wait to see. Because I know eventually after everything, even after Secret Wars, we should be over time given a recast of T'Challa in some shape, way, or form. But it's like, I don't know about...
But why do we have to wait, bro?
Right.
That's the thing. Why do we have to wait that long?
Couldn't give you an answer. I just know that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna have to wait much longer than we've already waited longer than we should.
Because on anything upcoming... For in Phase 5, did you see a Black Panther 3 anywhere?
No.
Phase 6, no Black Panther.
Yeah, Cornelius said, "What the hell y'all doing live unannounced?" Apologies.
Yeah, man.
Surprise, motherfucker. That's. Man.
He didn't know it was Shit Wednesday, bro.
Yeah, it's Shit Wednesday or Shit
Thursday.
Thursday. That's
it's been a week.
It's been a shit week.
Yeah, there's no Black Panther 3 announcement. They haven't given anything announced for that. So that's what I'm saying. How far are we pushing the character off? When do we get him? If what Kevin Feige, because I said this when Kevin Feige said it. When he said, it felt like it was just too soon, the whole quote.
Yeah.
Was that sincere? Or was that... Let's try and give Recast a little something that some positive,
can we hush them
just
down
something to get them off my back from.
Right.
You talked about hope.
Can we give them some hope?
Yes. Trying to give us a little hope.
Yes, exactly. That's what everything boils. I'm telling you, everything boils down to that shit. But it's like my thing is they have. I feel like in my personal mind, they have so many other things they'd rather get to in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, at least after this movie, they'll be like, okay, well, we've touched on Wakanda. Like, we still have to go get the Fantastic Four. We're worried about getting mutants. Like, we're worried about what the fuck we're doing with Hulk. Like, we just got a new Cap. Kang's getting here. If they put Doom at the end of Wakanda Forever, we got Doom now. So I just feel like
they're choosing to make it hard on themselves to involve T'Challa.
They're not
recast, and then
they're not choosing to make it. But what I feel like they're doing is they're about to start doing so much shit to where they hope that Marvel starts heating up to where we forget about after. I think they're hoping Recast T'Challa dies whenever Wakanda Forever comes out.
That's what they want. What they're expecting is that it's going. I don't think they understand.
We'll have our debates
how
for
really big it is.
Yeah.
I don't think they understand how big the movement is. How many people actually, not just because there's only a certain number of signatures on the petition doesn't stand the number of supporters that are actually behind it, because not everybody signs everything, not everybody wants to do that. So there are still a great number of supporters behind it. I don't think they realize really how big this is, and I don't think they even realize how big it's going to grow after this film.
Oh yeah, it's only
they're going to be people
more.
who
We're going to be more.
They're going to be people who are on the side of not recasting them, and then they don't like the movie, and they're going to be like, man, maybe they should have, because
I'm
this
telling
movie,
you,
I didn't like.
They find
That's
out
exactly
all the anti-recasters out there that come into the comments. They're like, you don't know this. Chadwick wouldn't want that. It's just a character. You still get Black Panther. There's other black heroes. All the bullshit goobly glop that they do in the fucking comments. Those are going to be the same crowd of people that, if they don't like the way the direction or the way the film goes or whatever, those are going to be the same crowd of people that like you just said, maybe they should recast. Yep. Maybe he does need to be brought back. Maybe the recast crowd wasn't ignorant. Maybe they did know what they were talking about. Yeah, that's what it is, bro. We do know what we're talking about. He should be brought back. There's no way the character should ever been off. Like I said, there was a plethora of things that you could say. That's not putting him 6 feet in the ground.
Yep, right.
So many things you can say.
And they also could have thought about it for more than a few minutes.
Yeah, for more. Man,
they could have given it.
Like, it's such a drastic decision that weighs heavily on like your cinematic future, like
in this franchise's future.
That's what I was about to say. Everything they had built up to that, including the $1 billion movie in Black Panther, it's like whenever Chadwick passed, that decision, they knew. I don't know if they knew in the moment they made the decision, but that it weighed on their cinematic universe so much, because it's like, if T'Challa, if he was still here, if he never passed, it's like, imagine the cameos they could have plugged him in for.
Oh man!
Or not even just in his own movie. Like, he could have been in cameos and everything. Like, we just be seeing him so much more because
that's what they could have done.
To
ease a new act. Because I don't know why we live in this fake fucking world where people think that people don't understand reality and fiction. Like, I don't, and like, honestly, if I'm sitting next to somebody in a theater and they are, let's say they did recast T'Challa, and we're sitting in the theater and somebody goes, well, that's not Chadwick, like, elbow to the fucking side of your head, because obviously, if they recast, that's obvious, bro. So, like, I don't understand why people think we live in this world where people can't understand a recast. Right. People can't understand, like, bro, I'm currently on the journey of Game of Thrones right now, okay? I just started season 4. This, I don't remember the dude's name because there's so many damn names. But anyway, they recasted his character, and I saw the new character he was playing in literally the next episode. Yeah. And I was like, oh, don't know what happened, but hey, that's the guy now. Yeah, like, that's just it. That's just it. So it's like, I don't. So I think what they could do was what they should do is, you're gonna recast him to get people, I guess, at ease with it. Slowly put him in cameos in films.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And then build up to Black Panther 3.
Like Trey says all the time. Plug him in and see how he does with fans and everything. Right. It's like, that's so it. Simple. Like, bro, how do you know? How do you know? No one was ever going to be Chadwick, but how do you know that the next brother under the role is not going to be like people? Put his heart into it as much as It's like, no, we know no one could be Chadwick, but who's to say they couldn't put their heart into it as much as he did? It's like, you can't judge how much someone's gonna try at their job. It's like,
that's what I'm saying. Right after Dark Knight, like, would you have said to yourself, "Oh, Joaquin Phoenix in like 10 years is gonna gonna do a really good job.
Gonna give him a $1 billion movie."
You know, when I was one of the people
$1 billion movie that doesn't have Batman.
Yeah, right. That doesn't have Batman.
It's a standalone movie.
That might be the only example, and it's only because.
But it is
the character that the Joker is.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
couldn't just do that with anybody. But it, you wouldn't have thought
correlates
that,
to this situation because it's Black
Joaquin Phoenix, though.
Yeah.
Who would? That's the thing. Right. Who would have thought Joaquin Phoenix is? Because, bruh, everybody knows. You guys know that Joker's my favorite villain.
I mean, he's my favorite villain. To me, objectively, the best villain.
No, I was about to say that he in both universe, he's top 3. Come DC, Marvel,
So I was so like, once Heath did it, I was like, bruh, nah, that's... Like, obviously the character can keep going, but no one will ever top Heath.
Yeah.
Joaquin,
I mean,
it's debatable.
Good fucking job, bruh. Yep. Yeah, I still say Heath's here, but Joaquin is still... you can still say, bruh, He's right there with.
Yeah.
And it's but it's like the thing you can say is that he went out and tried as much. Like he put the same amount of effort.
But the thing is, we can have the conversation. We can talk about. We can say, well, he did this, but he did this as a child. Well, he did this. We can't have that conversation.
When it's done well, the conversation is about the new cast. You know, we didn't leave the theater saying, oh, that wasn't Heath Ledger.
Right.
People were talking about how great he did.
Yep.
Even after leaving the Batman.
Yeah.
Well, with Barry Keoghan.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see him, but I take that back. Sorry, we saw the whole deleted scene.
Yeah.
The deleted scene. People loved that deleted scene.
Honestly, that was good, and I loved it. You know, and when you have a good enough actor who can take a good swing at that role, they obviously can't just like redo what Heath Ledger did. So like Joaquin Phoenix did something new, Homeboy from the Batman did something new, and it's still good. And that's the focus. We're not just overshadowed and distracted by.
But it's like
how great.
How many iterations of the Joker are there in the comics?
Exactly.
How many different Jokers have we seen in comics? So it's like, why not? Or like that's with every character. Every character has touched a plethora of writers. Every character is supposed to be written a different way. It's comics. Yeah. Like there's different universes, there's different variants, there's different everything. So it's like, why will we not be as a creator on the big screen? It's like, why would you not be like, okay, source material is there's a million other stories to tell. Why are we gonna put them all under? Why are we all gonna bury them all with that character?
Themselves in comics inherently aren't limited.
Like no matter what character no matter what story you try to tell of T'Challa without, you can't do him because he's not there. It's like you can try to pull the story and replace T'Challa, but it's like it's not the same. It's not gonna be. And everyone's.
But we're not doing that for. We didn't do that for Thor. We didn't take Chris Hemsworth out of his film to elevate Natalie Portman's Jane Foster.
Right.
We didn't take, it wasn't a different actor for Doctor Strange, but we just had 4 different Doctor Stranges in Multiverse of Madness.
We didn't need to take Tom Holland away to bring back Andrew Garfield.
Right.
And like we didn't.
Right. Like we elevated and celebrated each iteration of that. Like we loved it. That's something we wanted to see.
Yeah.
So why you now don't want to see, why we have to subtract T'Challa just to add Shuri and whoever the fuck else is going to get Oprah'd into the Black Panther suit.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. And then like what she goes on to say, I don't have the presence of mind, or I don't have the objectivity to argue with that. I don't. I'm very biased. Well, then what the fuck are we? Yeah. Are we not biased?
Right. Yeah.
We're biased too. Because we know the source material. We know the character. We know what's being taken off the screen.
Yeah.
And you're talking about what she say? I don't have the presence of mind to argue. Like, bro.
Fuck.
Like nobody's arguing with like.
I'll say it again, we didn't.
I'm about to say like, dude, we're like we. If she were to make that direct comment to me, I wouldn't argue with. Like I don't have the time. Like you really said, honestly. Now that I think about it. She's not important enough for me to sit here and really argue with either. So
it's time like for your opinion either,
it's like,
frankly.
Bro, no, like the whole thing, like the whole I'm very biased. Like her whole quote to me just came off so wrong.
Yeah.
Like it just came off the wrong way.
It came ignorant.
Yeah, it did. Like she just like coming in strong like that. Again, it's kind of like the Perez Hilton thing. When Perez Hilton came in too damn strong, not knowing what the fuck he was talking about. And it's like, bro, are any of y'all, like, before Marvel contacted you for a role, did you even know, like, were you aware of the comics? Like, obviously people know that there are comics, but, like, did it ever cross your mind to read one? Did it ever cross your mind to research the stuff that you're playing in? Like, because if she did the research, if she did the work, she would know that this entire week, bro, there's 5 points in a very short paragraph where she fucked up. Yeah. She would know that this entire thing was a gigantic L. Yeah. This is a gigantic L for her. You know, like, you're coming in, again, strong, not knowing what you're talking about, not knowing the source material, not knowing the character. You're coming in knowing Chadwick. Yeah. Yep. That's what this is. This is not this whole quote's not about T'Challa. It's not about the Black Panther. It's about Chadwick.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
No, it is ignorant because, like, she doesn't even get that what she is saying is take black excellence off the screen.
That's literally
don't
what
have
she's
that
saying.
example up on there. I don't have the patience to even talk about it.
Like how
she doesn't even get that that's what she's saying.
Like,
And
how
I'm not even trying to be misogynistic when I say this, but look at the Target poster or that was posted on Twitter. There was that picture posted on Twitter, and it was all the females in Wakanda Forever promoting, I guess, for toys, a poster promoting toys, I guess. I don't know. Where's M'Baku? Like, is he not like one of the only men outside of Namor in the film?
Yep.
Like, where's M'Baku?
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
Like, why are we taking the male aspect of the representation off the screen? Like, and again, Coogler wrote this.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of want to get... Pookie Wood said, you got to trust Coogler, guys. And then J.O. Wolf said, trust the guy who made the decision not to recast. Nah, and Cornelius said, no, we don't. His history of plot devices prove he cannot be trusted. And it's like, it continues to show as everything boils out about Wakanda Forever, seeing that we get, like, less male representation. Like, we may get more of Wakanda, but more Wakanda of... what it's about to go through, that's not the representation that we should be we want to look up
men
to.
And women in hand.
That's what it is, bro.
Yeah.
And we're
100%.
negating the source material. The source material be damned is what
I
they're
was not saying it's never a misogynistic thing with me, but let's you got the Dora Milaje in this, you got and it's like I feel like
the funny thing is,
main man character you have left, I feel like should be the one you promote to the boys. It's like that's the one you have left.
That's
the little boys to
they're supposed to now look at
they're all gonna put feathers on their ankles because that's their only option.
And the thing too is though we're acting as if this has never been done before. Right. Like we've never seen black men, and we just saw it in 2018 with the first Black Panther film. We saw it. Yeah. We saw in Wakanda the men and the women same level, elevating one another, supporting one another, man. Okay. So I don't get it. This is just an L. This is a big L. I mean, in every single time.
I was gonna say no. She's shooting 100%.
And it seems like every single time somebody involved with Wakanda Forever opens their fucking mouth and talks about recast, it just gets worse.
Yeah.
You just give us fuel. You're just flaming the fire every single time. Because I did not, bro, I'm telling you, guys, for those of you that don't know, I wake up every fucking morning at 5 to go work. I go to work, okay? And I don't get off till 5. So, when I'm at work, when I get off work, I'm typically tired. That's typically sometimes like the other 2 days. There's no excuses. I was tired. That's why we didn't stream yesterday or the day before. This gave me the energy I needed to come sit down in this chair and say, fuck that.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Well, it's also like motivation because like we know that they see us. Like even if it's not our videos direct, like we know that this movement is being seen by the people that we want to see it. And so it's like we're hoping that one day that it'll finally get to their head that like we are right. Like,
or that they'll understand even our position because they continue to say things that we have to say that's not what we're saying.
Like,
right.
We've been clear about this. We mean this, not this.
If you watch the featurette, I said it in the video, the live stream last week or this past Sunday. If you watch the featurette, the first 11 seconds of the featurette, you don't have to watch deep. The first 11 seconds, Angela Bassett says, "These are images Chadwick Boseman understood." Mm-hmm. Everybody keeps saying that. These are images he understood. He understands. So I know that you had conversations with him. I know that in these conversations, they probably echoed the same conversations we've played it that he said in interviews. So if they did, and you know that he understood these images, why is it hard for you to understand what he understood to translate that onto the screen? It's not difficult. It's not difficult, bro. Like, man, it's really not. Come on. It's like I said, it gets to the point where it gets exhausting. Yeah. Because you've explained.
You mean you don't have patience?
That's it. But I don't have the patience, and it's just like Damson Idris, John David Washington, Yolande Noel. I could go on. There's so many different guys that would love to cut their teeth on this role. Why not give another brother in the industry the chance to be that face for our community? We now have a faceless king.
Yeah.
We don't have a king. We don't have a face to look up to. Kids don't. These black little boys don't have a face to be like, man, I see me.
They could even start stardom. Like, nobody knew
That's
who
why
Tom Holland was before Spider-Man.
They could go find someone
Nobody
who
knew who
some-
Tom Hiddleston.
go
Nobody was
find
looking
a
for Tom Hiddleston like that.
black actor who knows a lot about, is super nerdy and calm and knows a lot about and wants to do this role. Like, hey, you want a break? You want a big break in your life? Like, let's do it. But it's like, no, they couldn't.
Chillmonger shared a video. I talked about this too. Chillmonger shared a video on his Twitter. Actually, we're gonna go to it. I'll go to it right now.
Well, I'm curious though. How did you win this role? What went into that process?
Win? I don't know if the word is win. It was some weird sign sort of that it was gonna happen. I mean, maybe like a year before it occurred. I had been thinking about the character because that's what actors do. You think about characters you might want to play. And I got in a conversation with, the security on set for this movie called Gods of Egypt in Australia. And we didn't even really talk about Black Panther at all. But he had them put the first issue of Black Panther, his original issue from when he was a kid, in my trailer and wrote a note and said, you're gonna get this role.
Oh my God!
And there was no signs that Marvel was even gonna do a Black Panther movie or even bring the character into the universe. And I was like, okay, sort of put it out of my head, and then it just sort of became this thing that built in my head that maybe this could happen. Started researching the character more, and I was on the set. I was on the red carpet actually in Zurich. For Get On Up. Yeah. And my agent called me. And the weird thing about the call is that I didn't even have an international plan on my phone until that day. That day I woke up and something said, I guess God said, you need international on your phone. You never know who might call you. And I put it on my phone that day.
Because if not, you'd be like, could you hurry up because this will cost me $5 a minute.
Yeah. And so my agent called me when I was on the red carpet. Said, Marvel wants to talk to you. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. I said, I'm on the red carpet. He was like, well, you get off the red carpet. Because they want to talk to you.
Marvel wants to talk to you. Wouldn't you be like, Marvel who?
Like Marvel. And so I did the red carpet. I got off and got in the car and drove around because it was a secret conversation. And they basically were like, hey, we heard there's this character that you're interested in.
Wow.
And heard from who? And they were like, if it's the character we think you're interested in, would you be interested in playing it? And I said, if it's the character I think you're talking about, yes. And I didn't know whether they were talking about Popeye the Sailor Man, but I was like, yeah, anything you do, I'm good with.
Maybe the security guy told him.
But maybe he did.
You know what? I'm liking the security guy more and more.
I think
I've never seen that.
Yeah. So shout out to Chillmonger because he shared that on Twitter, and in reply to what Nate Moore had to say, and that's why I'm so like Chillmonger said. That's how you ask the next young person the same way you asked him.
Yeah.
Yep. That because that wasn't that. Where you look, does it have to be some type of sit down, suit and tie, professional? Because you just asked him, hey, we heard that there's this character you want to play. If that's how you asked him, it's that easy.
Fuck you mean it's hard? You can't do it.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
That's what I don't have the patience for.
Right. Yeah. No
it's that easy. It can be done, but they're just hey, Marvel is right now still making the decision to not recast T'Challa, and
they're just looking to be consistently shitty come every Thursday.
Yeah.
Like, no more episodes of She-Hulk, but we're going to give you some shit news to talk about.
And I agree with
some shit takes.
Raymond 2000 right there. That video makes me sad and mad all over again.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. I was thinking the same. It made me a little emotional.
Yeah. Anytime I see videos or anything with him, they always get me. I didn't cry the very first time I saw that interview he did with Sway, where Lupita and denied. Reached over and touched him because he was choked up. After he passed, and I saw that again, it hurt. That hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt. And it's going to hurt having to bury him again in a very morbid way in November. Because Marvel can't find it within themselves to do their jobs and tell another young actor, you're Black Panther.
You want to play this role? We heard there's a role.
But they found it. They found it somewhere deep in their pockets or hearts or what the fuck ever to be able to tell Harrison Ford, you're our new. Not only that, but back the fucking money truck up, because that shit wasn't like a $5,000 little.
Hell no. And even to put to put the Red Hulk I want to see on screen, that shit cost money. That CGI shit cost fucking money.
Oh yeah. That's gonna cost money for sure.
Costs way more.
Even to put an ugly Red Hulk on the screen, it cost money.
Yeah. So that's for today. That's what we. I mean, there's more. Because we're gonna dive in on Sunday. We're gonna dive into the what Ryan Coogler was saying about him having the script written and the story written and everything for before Chad passed, and we're gonna dive deeper into that on Sunday. We're gonna dive deeper into. I'm sure something else is gonna come out about it. Like I said, the 25th is not gonna be Sunday. The 25th is when the premiere is. They've moved the premiere up. So the premiere is gonna be on in LA. And it's going to be it's no embargo, so anybody can come out of it and say whatever the hell they want to say about it. What are some of the comments there? And again, like Hugh said, we appreciate everything, especially seeing another fellow content creator recaster in here, Chillmonger, bro. As you know, we've talked. I am a fan, and I love you being here. And that's it's something that, again, all of us, we may not all. Some of us recasters may not, content creator recasters may not all always see eye to eye on what we're saying when it comes to recast. I'm not saying I don't with Chillmonger. I typically agree with everything that he's got saying over there. But if we all come together, all of us recasters, content creators, we all get together and we do a stream where we are talking, a mass stream, all of us together, not just four of us, but all of us bound together, because we are stronger together than we are divided. If we get together as not just black, not just the guys of us, but there are females out there that make recast videos too. If we join hands as black men, black women, come together, I'm not saying that's gonna bring Marvel to their knees.
Black men.
I'm an ally.
I'm not going to say that's going to bring Marvel to their knees or anything, but I am saying that's a powerful statement. That's a powerful, bold move for us to do if we were to all get together and do a stream and bro, that's just powerful.
It's better
that's
together.
So I appreciate you being here, Chillmonger. I really do.
Quieter one.